Are you feeling overwhelmed? Do you feel like no one understands what you're going through? This message is for you. Get up and fight, because everything you are experiencing is exactly what you needed to grow. Every obstacle that comes your way, every wall that seems insurmountable, every dark night of the soul is not a cruel coincidence of fate. It is the universe, life, or whatever you want to call that force that weaves reality, giving you the perfect training. Everything you are experiencing has a higher purpose, a forging function. The pressure you feel is not to crush you. It is to create the diamond that has been beating in the rough inside you since the beginning. I know that you do not understand it right now. In the midst of pain, confusion, and uncertainty, it is impossible to see the whole picture. I know you feel like you can't go on anymore, that your strength has been exhausted, that the reservoir of hope is empty, and that every new day is a mountain to climb with hurt feet. I know you feel lonely, as if you carry a burden that no one else can see or understand. Tired to the core, frustrated by failed attempts, by postponed dreams, by the gap between where you are and where you long to be. And yet you are here, even so you are listening to this, reading these words, looking for a spark, a flash of truth in the gloom. And that is no coincidence. This is evidence, it is irrefutable proof that something is still burning inside you. It has not been turned off. He is just waiting for oxygen. You have to listen to this, and listen to it in the depths of your being, where excuses have no echo. No one will save you. No outside hero will come. There will not be a magical stroke of luck that will rearrange the world in your favor without you lifting a finger. The responsibility, however harsh it may sound, is yours and yours alone. You have to save yourself. You are the architect and the bricklayer of your own freedom. You have to look life in the eye, to that life that has hit you, that has confused you, that has made you doubt everything, and tell him with a conviction that is born from the guts, you are not going to beat me. It is a rallying cry against resignation, an oath before the court of your own soul. You have to look at fear, that constant, paralyzing partner, and say without hesitation, I am willing to face whatever comes in order to become the man I know I can become. Fear will not go away with this statement, but his power over you is. You stop seeing him as a guardian who protects you from danger, and you start recognizing him as a sentinel guarding the door of your growth. Walking through that door hurts. It's scary. It's uncomfortable. But it is the only way. That version of you, that clear, powerful vision of what you could be, exists. It is not an ethereal dream, a consolation for fools. It is encoded in you, like the genetic plane of an oak tree is inside the acorn. It is a real, tangible potential, which awaits the right conditions to manifest itself. It is inside you, beating to the rhythm of your heart. But she is waiting with infinite patience for you to make the conscious, irrevocable decision to go and get her, to unearth it from under the layers of doubt, comfort, and self-sabotage. You can no longer live as if your life is worthless, wasting your days on distractions that numb the pain but kill sleep. You can no longer hide from yourself, avoiding loneliness where your own truth is heard, filling the void with noise. You can no longer turn off that voice in you that screams to get out. That voice that whispers, should, could. You are destined for more. Every time you silence it, you kill a part of your essence. Listen to me, you are not broken. The pieces you feel scattered are not debris, they are components. You are not finished. The clock has not stopped. In fact, the hands are right at the critical point. You are right at the exact moment where everything can change. The turning point is not a comfortable and bright place. It is this place, here, now in your struggle. But this magical moment is inert without a spark. And you have to take that spark yourself. You have to make a decision that cuts the past from the future like a knife. Are you going to keep repeating the same pattern? Same script of fear, excuse, regression, and regret? Or are you going to do what you never did before? Are you going to take that step that terrifies you? Are you going to tell that truth that you have kept quiet? Are you going to try again, but this time not with naive hope, but with the fierce determination of those who have no plan B. There is a force within you that has not given up. Have you heard it? It is this tenuous resistance that refuses to sign the final capitulation. He is the last soldier standing on the battlefield of your will, and that force is waiting for you to rise up and fight for yourself. Not for the approval of others, not for empty success, but for you, for claiming sovereignty over your own existence. Fight for your future, not the future that others project on you, but the one that you envision in your moments of greater clarity. Fight for your purpose, for that something that gives meaning to effort, that transforms work into mission. Fight for the life you deserve to live, not the one that has touched you through inertia, but the one that you are willing to create with your own hands, calluses and everything. And on this path, understand this: you are not alone. It is a mirage of struggle to make you believe that you are the only one. There is a silent legion. There are others like you who are fighting in silence, in their rooms, in their jobs, in their minds. They are facing battles that nobody sees, against anxiety, against disappointment, against personal history that weighs like a slab. But they keep going, not with heroic brilliance, but with simple and brutal stubbornness. They fall and they get up, not immediately. Sometimes they spend days on the ground, but eventually they put one hand, then the other, and they get on board. They cry, and then with puffy eyes, they train. They are afraid, a fear that twists their guts, and they still act. They act in spite of themselves. That is the only courage there is. You can be one of them. You don't have to wait for a permit. Membership to this club is not obtained with titles or gifts. It is obtained with the daily decision not to give in. You can decide today, at this very moment, that you are not going to live an empty life, decorated with hollow successes, that you will not die without having known your true potential, without having discovered the limits of your own strength. This is not the end. What you feel like a dead end is just a narrow bend. It is the beginning of everything. This is the moment when the caterpillar, completely dissolved in the chrysalis, begins to rearrange itself into something that can fly. Get up and fight. Not a blind and furious struggle, but an intelligent, conscious, directed struggle. The struggle to convert. There are moments when life seems like a constant fight, a ring that you cannot get out of. You fall over and over again, and each fall hurts more than the previous one because it adds to the accumulated fatigue, to the history of defeats. But do you know what? Every fall also teaches you something that easy victory could never do. It shows you the exact point where your balance failed. It shows you a crack in your armor that you need to repair. Every blow forges you. The iron is tempered by the blow of the hammer in the cold water. You are tempered by failure, criticism, loss. It makes you stronger because you have no choice. Wiser because now you know a new path that does not lead to where you want. More determined because you already know the bitter taste of surrender and you do not want to try it again. Do not be afraid to fall. Falling is part of the process. It is the law of gravity applied to growth. Fear not to get up. Fear the moment when the voice of discouragement tells you, stay here, it is more comfortable, and you believe him. Fear giving up when you are closer than you think. Often the breaking point, the moment when everything is about to change, is the one that most resembles the total abyss. Every day that you resist, every morning that you choose to follow, and even if you don't see the progress, you are building a new floor of resilience. And each floor brings you a little closer to the view, to the life you deserve, not because it is a gift, but because you are building it brick by brick, day by day. You have to be that man, not the one who shouts it to the four winds, but the one who demonstrates it in the silence of his actions. That man who gets up before everyone else, when the world sleeps and excuses have not yet been awakened. The one who trains when no one sees him, without an audience, without applause, just the sound of his own breathing and the weight of his commitment. The one who works in silence, knowing that great works are not built with speeches, but with quiet hours of constant effort. The one who does not need external validation because his commitment is intimate and sacred. A pact with his purpose, Do not seek motivation outside. External motivation is like caffeine, a brief peak followed by a deep slump. Instead, find your fire inside. Excava. Beneath the layers of indifference and weariness, there is an ember. Send her away. That fire is different. It is not a bright, twinkling flame. It is a slow, deep combustion. That fire is not extinguished by criticism because its fuel is not approval. It does not go out with rejection because its origin is not external belonging. It does not go out with failure because failure is, for that fire, just more firewood. Discipline is the key. It is the bridge between wanting and having. It is the decision taken once and reaffirmed 1,000 times a day. Constancy is what builds. Motivation builds a day. Perseverance builds a life. It is the incessant trickle that pierced the rock. And faith in yourself is what sustains you when no one else believes in you. Not blind faith, but evidence-based faith that every time you have truly committed yourself, you have found a way. So do it for yourself, for the person you are responsible for creating, for the child you were, who dreamed without limits and who deserves the adult he became to live up to those dreams, for the man you want to be, that dignified and powerful figure who from the future watches you, waiting for you to take the necessary steps to become him, for the life you deserve, a life of authenticity, of meaningful achievement, of inner peace won by heart, not by chance. Get up, from bed, from sofa, from doubt, from self-pity. Fight, not against others, but against the weaker version of yourself. Fight for every minute of your day. Never give up, because surrender is a death in life. And you who have come this far reading, who have felt the call in these words, you are not here to die slowly. You are here to fight, to grow, and finally to prevail. The fight is not over. It transforms from a struggle to survive, to a struggle to dominate, and finally to a struggle to transcend. But it is always a struggle, and it is in that struggle that you will find not only what you are looking for, but the person you were able to become. Now, get up and fight.